Boy, do these review scores for Horizon Zero Dawn seem a little inflated. I mean, I played it all to completion, and I really enjoyed it, but geez, does it have a ton of problems they're overlooking. I mean, it's such an outstanding, complete mess of a breathtaking, incredible, atrocious pile of... I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was fun. It was by far the most overrated, horrendous display of uninspired, ambitionless, pitiable, overblown jank I've ever seen. Oh God, was that me? Don't be so critical or else everyone online will lash out at our opinion. Well, maybe you shouldn't be such a sugarcoating pansy who nobody takes seriously. What's happening to me? This was the game that did it. It split me in half and inspired this whole series due to how polarizingly opinionated it made me feel for and against it. It only makes sense that we finally review this laughably amateur attempt at entertainment on the 1-year anniversary of this show. Oh my God, I've been waiting a whole year to defend this impressive breakout franchise from you. Well, good luck staying afloat in your own septic tank of bullcrap! It's an amazingly ambitious waste of time, full of incredible rancid trash! This game has no idea what it wants to be. It's an action-adventure, third-person shooter, open world, decision-based story, hunter-looter, stealth, crafting, time trial, RPG, collect-a-thon? Come on now, that just described a ton of your favorite games. But not all at once. This game's shoddy, mismatched gameplay only reminds you of other games that did each part better. You'll primarily be exploring the world and fighting off or controlling machines. They're honest to God, straight up just called machines. So let's just call them Zoids, because that's somehow less stupid. In all sorts of quests and challenges. The map leaves a lot to be desired for fans of games like Breath of the Wild. And God, those constant, uninspired, flavorless, grindy side quests only leave you longing for the likes of Skyrim for a break in the monotony. But the combat itself is awesome as you're an adept archer with fully customizable armor, weapons, and abilities. With easily exploitable skills like the time slow jumps akin to the OP reflex mode from Metal Gear Solid 5, but on command. And just saying, if you want to win, just use this and the bomb slingshot and laugh. The campaign and side quests also direct you around various regions and human clans, embellishing on the story and padding out the gameplay. Shelving the story for later, everything feels so inconsequential when the majority of the game direction feels so uninspired. It's also got stealth so bad it's unbelievable! You're telling me these advanced killing machines can't see Aloy at all when she's got 30% of her body poking out of some grass? Man, even Uncharted had better stealth than this. But the crafting in real time can be really fun as you'll be rushing through and managing your resources on the fly during combat. Doesn't anybody see a problem when the deadly killing machine Zoids that literally ended all modern life on Earth can all easily be defeated with freaking sticks and rocks? Aloy can also override them to fast travel or have them fight for her. And combining the broken stealth mechanic with the broken enemies to allies mechanic is the best answer to nearly every Zoid encounter. You'll need to defeat machines in order to accumulate shards for currency and tradable items for— That doesn't make any sense! Humanity is pressed to the brink of extinction, and instead of focusing on food or safety, they needlessly fight massive tyrannical robots for nothing more than shiny metal to use for money? The game's still fun! Ah! Yeah, I guess. Horizon looks fantastic, with cutting-edge graphics and design styles pushing the PS4 to the limit. Then why do all the characters stride this uncanny valley, both in looks and in weird motion capture animations, recorded by constipated baboons? Okay, so some facial animations are a little awkward and stale. The whole game was awkward and stale. But the machine designs are pretty sweet. Are you kidding me? They're all the exact same interchangeable cyborg token animal designs. But they all look and animate well. There's zero variety. Plus basically everything gets taken down the exact same way. And there's only like 25 types total in the whole game. Well, those animated cutscenes are still pretty stellar. Then why are so many static gameplay of Aloy watching holograms? Fine, I just like the robo-giraffes. Hey, spoilers, in case that matters to you.
Hey, yo, we gonna talk about spoilers.
Trust me, don't skip this. This is the best part. In the distant post-apocalyptic future, Aloy is cast out from the Nora tribe and adopted by fellow outcast Rost, who trains her to survive as an archer and scavenger. This story is so goddamn stupid. Aloy discovers and keeps a focus, an advanced scanning tech device, which she finds by sheer dumb luck and keeps against Rost's will and needs in order to progress the plot when she's an adult. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those stories. As an adult, Aloy enters a competition called The Proving to become a member of the Nora tribe, during which an enemy clan attacks the Nora and kill Rost, who literally shows up out of nowhere and dies for nothing. Get used to this game disrespecting what little characterization it creates. There isn't so much as a whiff of a meaningful character arc in the entire game. And by the way, we're completely skipping over several drawn-out scenes with countless nobody characters, all adding up to absolutely nothing in the greater story, so you're welcome. So Aloy learns that she was found as an infant at the foot of an ancient mechanical doorway. The elders decided to cast Aloy out because reasons. Yeah, I mean, you'd think that they would have worshipped her like a messiah for appearing at what they consider to be a shrine to their divine overseer instead of straight up ostracizing her. But you see, this way, the main character has fake trials to overcome, giving her the faulty illusion of relatability and characterization. Bad writing 101, my friends. So Aloy becomes the Seeker as a Nora Brave, don't even worry about what that means, it doesn't matter, and explores the world in various clans while investigating the ancient mechanical facility's origins and ultimate purpose. So apparently after a millennia, people have become so moronic that they've formed warring Mad Max factions over childishly make-believe gods like the freaking sun. Their petty problems are constant and begrudgingly pointless. Now, you can say that people are stupid, and some are, but do you honestly want me to believe that nobody on Earth post-apocalypse thought to read a book? Nobody. Not one book! Just think about what that would have done to the story. No, don't think. Thinking is not allowed in Horizon. Okay, even I'll admit that absolutely nothing comes from these tribes that really adds up to anything in the story. But the facilities, oh, and don't even get me started on those abandoned mechanical facilities. You're telling me that these massive industrial underground compounds all have full power for lights, doors, holograms, pistons, bridges, and all other sorts of moving parts after a millennia? Are you mad? I don't even care what kind of fuel source they have, that's just lazy writing! Eventually, Aloy discovers all sorts of stuff with her focus, like how she's actually the genetic clone of the ancient Dr. Sobek from the Pharaoh Company responsible for the mechanical uprising. And this takes her way too long to figure out. Pharaoh created and almost immediately lost control of their army of peacekeeping, military, self-sufficient, self-replicating, biomass-consuming robots over 1,000 years ago, leading to the destruction of all mankind as we know it. Do I even need to point out how moronic that sounds? She uncovers Dr. Sobek's plans called Project Zero Dawn, which was a top-secret automatic terraforming task force system created to restore life to the desolate Earth after all of the biomass-consuming robots had all died out. The project was led by a small hodgepodge of mismatched scientists who honestly didn't even get along together at all, to individually create dormant interconnected AI that would somehow make all of this happen in an extremely short window of time, preparing for disaster during the apocalypse, and all with absolutely no official support. Raise your hand if you're still buying this bullcrap. Nobody? No? Alright, just making sure. The AI all had different functions and names, like Gaia, which created the new humanity with saved DNA and taught them how to live. However, because plot, Gaia's protocol prevented it from communicating with humanity once they were out on their own. So when things went awry, it cloned Dr. Sobek in hopes that she, Aloy, would discover a focus, survive the vicious world overrun by deadly robots, stumble across and successfully operate the ancient facilities, discover Project Zero Dawn, and find Gaia so it could instruct her on destroying the now rogue AI Hades without violating protocol. I don't think it takes a supercomputer to calculate that that was an enormous assumption to make. So, Hades, one of the AI created, was specifically designed to wipe out all life on Earth if it determines that Project Zero Dawn fails. Because that sounds safe. and I'm gonna give you one guess which AI starts malfunctioning. Yep. So, Aloy, with practically no help from the ignorant human tribes, hunts down Hades, which has a physical form for some reason, even though it's an AI. It's even like some ghost-like thing that this dude actually captures in a lantern-like thing. And we could go on. The entire story was so pointless and contrived with so many plot holes, it puts Avengers Endgame to shame. Countless hateable, shallow, pointless characters, meaningless exposition to forcefully advance the hollow plot, and continual, absurd, immersion-shattering leaps of logic. Yeah, right when Pharaoh realized that their obviously short-sighted plan of creating these multiplying death robots was getting out of control, they should have just nuked the facility. I mean, sure, some people would have died, but it's better than killing off all life on Earth and banking on a quickly scrapped together AI project, revitalizing it all in 1,000 years. The biggest shame is that the concept for this story is amazing. A post-apocalyptic future cyborg survival game where you discover the history of the destruction sounds awesome. But man, does this story take a huge steamy dump all over itself. So in the expansion, The Frozen Wilds, who cares? They get the idea. Well, it didn't stand out or anything, even though a lot of work was clearly put into it, but it was just fine, I guess. That one sentence just described the entire game perfectly. But it's fully orchestrated! This soundtrack was so forgettable, I dare you to hum literally anything from this game. Well, what about the voice cast? I cannot possibly overstate how stale and lifeless the laughably bad voicing is for this game. Oh, come on now! It sounds like everyone recorded their lines at 4 a.m. and on the first take, and without reading any of the context for their scenes. Stop! You only protest because it's true. Please? Praise the sun. Forget this guy. Horizon Zero Dawn is still one of the best games on the PS4. Have you not played most AAA games on PS4? Then you'll probably love Horizon, since you won't even know what you're missing. If you just want to have fun with a game, then there's a lot to gain from Horizon. Just don't get your hopes too inflated like the honestly overblown reviews. Just because you blend together a bunch of your favorite foods doesn't mean that the end result is even edible. And just because you mix a bunch of gameplay features and tropes you like, you can't expect the end result to even hold up at all. But Horizon is still a really great concoction, served by a really bad chef. The positive gamer in me had a good time with Horizon Zero Dawn, giving it a brave 7 out of 10. Though, admittedly, it's a thematic and structural mess, the smorgasbord of features and styles are enough to hold up this circus tent for a solid recommendation. The critical gamer in me detested the constant disappointment that was Horizon Zero Dawn, giving it the corrupted 3 out of 10 it justly deserves. Almost every aspect of this bundled travesty needs extensive work and polish, leaving the disjointed whole feeling begrudgingly inadequate in nearly every regard. When you try to succeed at too many things at once, you just might end up failing at everything. But what do you think? Tell us how your positive and critical sides rate Horizon Zero Dawn in the comments below. Now we can all have opinions, and by all means have fun with the game. But if you honestly believe that this game fully deserves to be awarded perfect scores in literally any regard, then you're just playing with yourself. Special thanks this week to Matt for lending me his awesome Horizon Zero Dawn art book as well as the game for me to make this review, finally after all this time. And of course to Kim for letting me, I guess, play with her toys, even though I admittedly have no idea how these go together, and fortunately they were all out of focus, so you couldn't tell that I probably mismatched the head parts and stuff like that with her Zoids, so that was a thing. Anyway, thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe for more, and use the links in the description to nominate future episodes. Thank you to our Patreon members, Atomic Thomas, Cameron, Arrow, Ben, Rowan, Erica, Squad Fam, Sid, and Denny. See you!